No, I'm busy tonight, actually.
Oh, boy. Oh, well. Welcome. Who cares? Welcome to the Jerry Hot Pants Club podcast. With you, as always, is Pete.
I'm Chris.
I'm the one and only. I don't even got to say my name. I'm so famous. Motherfuckers know me from all around the way, far and wide, from here to London to Japan. I'm the motherfucker. Shit, suck my dick.
With us, as always, is Steve. So, it is Wednesday, August 31st. It is National Dioecious Earth Day.
What?
I don't fucking know. We're going to have to click on this one.
All right.
Recognizes the diatom in the remarkable mineral. Fuck you. Okay. It is also
Big words we don't understand.
me smash. National Eat Outside Day.
Ooh.
Okay. Watch out for those mosquitoes.
Well, I'm going to eat outside a Yusuf's restaurant and throw my wrappers on the ground.
Citronella.
National Matchmaker Day.
Hey.
Okay. National South Carolina. Fuck you. National Trail Mix Day.
Chocolate and salt.
When it comes to national state days, they can all go fuck themselves. Okay? This is the only state that matters. Maybe here in Colorado.
Colorado.
Okay.
Which we should do like a South Park episode. Isn't that where it takes place, Colorado?
We live in a South Park episode. It's called Bay City, Michigan.
Boom, let's do it.
Yeah.
Run it.
I see about 30 tweaks a day every morning when I go to work. So, we're going to talk today a little bit about some things. What are we going to talk about, Chris? Artemis.
Space.
The United States is space. We've been here before.
Yay. Artemis, the Artemis mission was scrubbed today. We're going to the moon, people, without drugs.
Or in search of. Are we going looking for drugs?
Space dope.
Space.
Space dope.
Got that cheese.
Don't drop that shit. Don't drop that shit.
So we've
Pray to
talked.
God you don't drop that shit.
We're talking about the Artemis mission was scrubbed today by NASA. We have a new moon rocket. We're going back to the moon, and today was supposed to be the launch.
I just want to know, does the rocket have a pointy end or a round end?
Extremely pointy. Have you seen it?
No, I just know that, yeah, I like them to be pointy instead of round.
Okay, we need to get you on producing again, remember?
Oh.
And so, let's see, Yusuf, what are we talking about? Oh, so.
I just like the rockets to be pointy, and then, you know.
It's very pointy because it's got the pointy end is if it's shooting up and all of a sudden there's like a catastrophic error, the human pod has this other rocket on the top and it shoots away from the rocket extremely fast. So it takes like you go from like I don't know how many G's, like 6 G's to like 9 G's, like super fast, and it takes you away
So that you don't blow up with the rocket.
Yeah, and it's got but it's very very pointy. I'll show it to you.
This is just another setback in a long line of setbacks. They've been trying to get this mission off the ground for years, and it was Bush. It really was. I don't think it was Black Bush. It was real Bush who said that.
Big Bush or Little Bush?
Little Bush.
Little Bush.
Little Bush. That said we're going to go to the moon. Anytime you talk to him about like 9/11 or gay marriage, Mars, M-A-R-S, Mars, bitches. And as a result, he didn't have quite the impact like Kennedy did. Kennedy said, we're going to get on the moon by the end of the decade. And they hustled their butts. But George Bush was like, we need to go to the moon. Good. And everyone's like, yeah, whatever, fuck you. So NASA taking their sweet time to get it right. They've just encountered logistical problems, which drums up the conspiracy buffs.
Carburetor.
It's not quite that simple.
The
but
carburetor
sure.
leaking over here, so we're going to have to, just delay this little bit, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you just go over there and get some drinks and put your feet up? We'll be right back with you in 5 years.
You're putting people on a giant fucking missile. And you want to take.
Why do we have to go? Why can't we fuck around and keep climbing mountains and shit? We got to go to the fucking outer space. Motherfuckers need to fucking get their rocks off fucking that hard. I gotta leave Earth.
Yes.
Gotta get my dick hard by fucking riding in a rocket.
Let me tell you why I would want to leave Earth. Because more of you keep showing up in my life everywhere.
There's only one of me, baby.
No.
Yeah.
The special needs folks like yourself keep multiplying, okay? Because people like you have sex without protection or without fucking thought. So as a result, more of you keep popping up. And before I know it, this whole planet is going to be covered in youth have.
I'm going to tell you something. First off, yeah, maybe I don't use protection. But you know what? I fucking asses, all right? You can't fucking reproduce when you fucking ass, all right? And then I drop loads on bitches, and I drop them in their mouth or in their butts, all right? Because I'm a G.
He just goes,
I drop dick on bitches with no condoms, but I do it in the butt.
Okay.
Drop a dick on a bitch.
Drop dick on a bitch. And second off...
I'm dropping dick off.
Oh, Callie claims that I am autistic. So, okay, maybe I am weird.
Yeah, I definitely would say you're in that spectrum for sure, pal.
Some days she has me thinking it, too. I'm like, shit, am I autistic?
You and Kaylee, I think, come from the same egg.
Oh, don't you talk shit about me.
Prehistoric
egg.
Little tiny brain.
Bless her heart.
Itty bitty.
Lizard brain.
Kaylee's the shit.
Yeah.
She cool, bro. I love watching all them things about pickling shit and fucks. I'd be like, yeah, pickle some more of that shit, girl, so I can come steal that shit when shit breaks out.
She owes me some corned beef. I gave her a corned beef, and she canned it. If you want to make Kaylee happy, just take her some fresh food that's gonna go bad, and she'll be like, "Oh boy, I'll better can it." Like she gets
simple pleasure lady.
Oh boy. Okay, so they scrubbed the mission because of an engine failure or an engine issue.
Not an engine failure. There was some leak. It says
the carburetor was leaking.
Yusuf?
It says engine number 3, launch controls were a bleed test to get the RS-25 engine number
the brakes.
3.
You gotta
at the
bleed
proper
the brakes.
temperature range for liftoff was not successful and ran out of time in the 2-hour launch window. So they have a scheduled launch window where they'll try to shoot off. They'll try to take off in that launch window, and if things don't go according to plan, they'll just stop because you don't want to rush this.
Yeah,
it's very expensive. Remember in the Space Force Netflix series when they blow up the rocket? And there's how much did that cost? What's he say? Like 5?
Yeah,
$5 million. He goes, no, 5 elementary schools or some shit. Is that what it cost? Like,
and the thing is, this is an unmanned mission. So they're trying to work out all the kinks, get it around the moon, and get it back home, right? And they're gonna put stuff up there for resupply because
there's a secondary mission. There's like 10 CubeSats behind the Orion that'll come out. I saw Lockheed's got some. There's a couple other. I know the boosters on the side were done by Northrop, and then so everybody's kind of involved.
A coalition of the willing.
Yeah, I think everybody's involved except Boeing. I don't know if Boeing's got anything to do with this because they got their own capsule Starliner that they rolled out, and then something went wrong. But it's ordinary for things to go wrong at a launch and a launch to be scrubbed. It happens all the time. It's not like it's failed. It's just a scrubbed launch. They didn't make the 2-hour. I know the United Launch Alliance is Lockheed and Boeing combined, and they shoot off stuff all the time.
All the time.
They have a heavy lift rocket, their Delta, and they there was one that they scrubbed like 3 times. I remember the fire was running up the side when it was launched. I was like, oh shit, that doesn't look good. And then that bitch got off the ground. They like scrubbed it like 3 times, and then there was like fire like shooting up the side, but it took off. You know what I mean? They just got to make sure they get it right.
NASA sounds like a very good way to hide money. I'd just be scrubbing shit all the time and pocketing money.
Yeah.
Everything in the government is a really good way to hide money. So, here's a question that I was going to raise to both of you. Actually, just keep this in mind, Yusuf. We haven't invoked the right to make you shut the fuck up in like 5 episodes.
And I do appreciate it.
Okay, so tread lightly here with the question that I'm going to ask. As in, I don't want the answer to be, I'm going to find it and fuck it. But
I can't make any promises because I have a habit. It's a condition. It's called I finds it, I fucks it.
Yeah. Stop.
It's a rare thing.
Use it.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, so with these manned missions going to the moon, right, we've had conspiracy nuts for years who said, we never went. And then we've had other ones that go the other way and said, yeah, we went and we found some shit there. Right?
Space rocks.
So let's ignore the first conspiracy theory because we've clearly been there. What about?
Yeah,
do you
clearly.
think the people at home cannot see the look on your face that I'm looking at?
Yeah, I think that's a failed argument from the jump, Pete. There's a ton of people that don't think we went.
I know.
I mean, you can't say we clearly went because there's a good number of people, rational people, that think we didn't go.
Well, rational people make dumb decisions every day.
My whole childhood, I believed that we went, and then when I got older, I'm like, hold the fuck up, did we?
Okay, well then I'm sorry. I don't want to delve into that fucking horseshit. I know that we brought it up for a topic yesterday.
I know.
I don't want to argue that with people anymore because you want to know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to lock it in right now. We went. If you don't think we did, show up and arm wrestle Chris.
You guys heard it here first.
Did you see what the interview when Armstrong and Buzz come home, like the interview they did?
Yeah. Yeah.
How they're very dejected and they're talking about like people will one day know the truth of what really happened.
Yeah. So like I'm thinking
It could be way worse than what I'm thinking. It could be that they did go, but they had some really bad sexual encounter, and now they're just like, never speak of it again. We'll just say we never went.
I think they went, but it was a suicide mission. I don't think it was Buzz and Armstrong. I don't think it was those guys.
And
I
they
think
just
those guys
replaced them with these other guys.
So you think that the original people that went, we went 5 or 6, 7 times.
I mean, supposedly, but I think they went. I think it was a suicide mission, and I think they knew that because I could get you to Mars right now, but I couldn't get you back.
Yeah,
there's that too.
I think that 60 years ago, I think I could get you to the moon, but I don't think I could get you to the moon, have you driving around a little fucking car, and then fucking get you back up and get you back. Like, I think I could get you there, but I don't think I could get you there, let you go around in a little car, vroom, 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 and then shoot you back up to the fucking
Look, I'm going to send you to the
pod
moon,
and
put a
get you-
flag up there, eat a Snickers bar, jack off, come back, bing, bang, boom.
Yusef, Yusef, stop it! Oh my god! You know what? Like, it doesn't take much to make me uncomfortable, and you don't make me uncomfortable.
You
okay?
were so happy.
Yeah, I know, and look, you ruined it.
Put on
you
your
fucking
happy face.
You ruined it by being yourself. So you should take a look at that.
Sorry.
Actually, I should take a look at that. So, okay. So you think that we sent guys there, and their bodies are still up there?
I think there was something they wanted to go find. There was something that they probably ID'd that they wanted to go look at.
Right.
I don't know what it could have been. There's also stories. I mean, the stories about Buzz and them going. There's a lot of weird stories around that they were going to look for a specific thing at a specific place. Like there was something they were going to investigate, and
right.
Who knows? There's also stories about
maybe
the Masons and 33 and them doing rituals when they get there. And who knows?
When they first went, they had to come around the dark side of the moon, so there was radio blackout, right?
Right.
And you can't see that. We are tidally locked with the moon, so we always see the same side of the moon. You never look up at night and see a different face of the moon. Whenever the moon is present, you see the same exact surface.
You guys see the O face the moon's making when it looks at you, right?
Yeah.
There's eyes and a nose and a mouth, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Why don't we talk about that? There's a fucking face on the moon looking at us. There's a human face. It's got eyebrows and shit.
It's the same thing that people say when they see Orion or Pegasus. It's interpretation of the eye. So
it's a face on the moon.
The face on Mars. The face on Mars.
Bro, that's a fucking... there's a big, giant human face on the fucking rock looking at us. Like, there's a face on it with eyebrows and shit. It's very detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't see that when I look at the moon.
You guys are seeing Pegasuses and fucking...
No,
face
I'm
moons?
talking about the constant... Okay.
I mean, Orion...
If this is out of your wheelhouse, we'll get Stephanie into that chair.
Hold up. Stephanie, stay put. Don't you goddamn move.
Okay, then...
I'm an astrophysicist too, I can fucking talk moons and hell yeah.
Oh, are you? What are your qualifications?
My
now, mind
aunt
you,
worked for
do you know what
NASA.
our qualifications are? The amount of drugs that we did and the amount of time that we spent figuring that shit out.
I've been to the moon.
My aunt used to work at NASA until they found out she wasn't an American citizen and they fired her.
I can get you to the moon right now. Take this dimethyltryptamine and your ass
So
will take off.
So you think that there's something on the moon we went looking for, and they might have found that shit?
I think there was something up there that they wanted to go see.
I'm starting to think that more and more as I get older. Because what is the relevance of after we go there one time, right? We go there one time just to beat the Russians there, basically. And
the Russians had beat us at a number of space things.
What a fucking expensive endeavor just to save my
They had
dick.
satellites. They had people in space. They've had multiple space stations.
Yeah.
A lot of controversial ones that were openly military space stations.
Yes. And now we get there, and then we continue to go there. The point of going I get the spirit of exploration. We're explorers. That's what human beings are. That's how the New World got discovered, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, why do we continually go to the moon? What is the purpose in that day and age to risk 3 lives to do that?
Yeah, one of the other things about going to the moon is there was different crews that went, which doesn't make sense. So it's difficult to go to the moon, correct?
Yeah,
correct.
It's not just going to New York for the weekend.
Why would you send multiple crews once you send the experienced pilots over and the people you would send this?
Because it's an elongated period of time in space and weightlessness, and they were not sure the effect that was going to have on the human body at that time.
I have no idea if that's right, but I mean, you're just in there for a few days.
Yeah.
They did a number of studies that said what a long time in space would look like, and they came to the conclusion very quickly that you would need artificial organs and a number of drugs that we didn't have the technology to make at the time.
Right.
For long space travel or a long time in space.
You have to have artificial gravity in some way, shape, or form when you're in outer space because gravity compresses your body, basically. It keeps but when you're up there, your blood flow changes. They did an experiment where they had 2 twins. They put one in space for a year, and they kept one on the ground. And the guy in space, his genetics changed. They were identical when he left, but they worked out the same amount. They ate basically the same amount, and there was a vast difference between the 2.
Fucking twins. Can't trust them. Goddamn replicas, bro.
Oh, this guy over here. So, do you believe in life off of the earth, Christopher?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's going to be seen in the, I don't want to put this, seen in the frequency that we're able to see it in.
Right.
There's a lot of theories that say all the planets are inhabited. They're not like, you can't see it because we're in a different frequency.
You said.
I believe that. The different frequency, yes. We just can't see them because it's a different frequency. Yeah, that's jinn.
You believe in extraterrestrials, correct? Huh? Loudly. Yeah. Okay. I think they got picked up. Okay. What?
So
I absolutely believe in life off the earth. I do not believe that, all these people that say they're visited and abducted and all that shit, I don't buy it.
They were visited by jinn, masquerading as aliens, and then they just like to fuck with their lives. And
I don't buy it. I mean, is that tied directly to your religion?
Yeah. So
okay. So I'm not going to argue that with you.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Well, but like for us, anytime I hear, so like we believe in angels and jinn, right? And the jinn are the ones that you'll hear stories about. Oh, well, my grandma still lives in this house, or oh, I was visited by an alien, or demons, or whatever. They just masquerade as whatever just to get their rocks off, or depending on what their mission is. So, for instance, there's the children of Satan, and their mission is to strictly fuck with humans, destroy your life, break marriages, etc. And then there's other ones that just are about fuckery. Some are just bored, and some of them are Christian, some of them are Jews, and some of them are Muslim.
We get to a point, I think, in our lives where, when you're a kid, you'll believe just about anything, right? Like we believed in Santa Claus, and
I believe that that's when you're limitless, your potential, bro. And it's just the more you grow up, the more you just define shit, and you can't do as much anymore.
Yeah. Did you believe in Santa Claus growing up?
Yeah, man. Of course. What the fuck?
Well, I just,
I had a childhood, yeah.
Okay.
I just came out the womb like,
Santa
understanding they ain't no motherfucking
need to make
Santa.
more money. Nothing's free.
I got weed.
I
Gotta
never
sell this
believed in
weed.
Santa Claus.
You-
You guys really were sold like on Santa Claus? Maybe that's why I'm so like.
Yeah, I was young when I was like 7 or 8 when I realized there's no Santa Claus because my dad was drunk putting together my
There's
toys.
no Santa Claus?
I mean, fuck.
What? No.
Look, Santa Claus doesn't exist because Pegasuses do exist, and you can't have one Pegasus pulling a fucking fat guy through the sky.
They're
right.
reindeer.
Yeah, it was
The
8
rein-
reindeer.
Reindeer
Reindeer?
can't fucking fly, bro, but Pegasuses can.
Santa's
but one
reindeer
Pegasus
can?
Santa's reindeer can. They're led by Rudolph, bro.
Okay, Rudolph
Dude,
is real, but
no-
the other 7 are not real.
Dude,
The other 8, look.
NORAD tracks them every year. They're fucking real.
Yeah, they do.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I used to come
forgot
home
that
from.
was a
I used to on Christmas Eve. We did Christmas Eve at this house, and we would drive home and be going to Saginaw, and we'd be like going to the Zilwaukee Bridge, and you'd put on the radio, and they'd
Yeah.
be like, NORAD was tracking Santa, blah blah blah. Currently over, kids need to get to bed. Everybody plays in on it too. You're like, what? Really? You know what I'm saying? You're like 4, 5, 6. You're like, oh geez.
Listen, the year that I figured it out, I just was so excited because I had this feeling I was getting Nintendo for Christmas that year, right? So I woke up. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. When I went to bed at 8 or 9, there was no presents under the tree. I mean, not a fucking one. So I get up, and I go, and the way that my old house was laid out, I walk out my bedroom, I go to the bathroom, and I could peek down the hallway to the living room. And I could, if I saw shadows or something, I'm like, I knew Mom and Dad were sleeping. They were upstairs in bed, right? So I look down and I see some movement. And I see this, like, red glow. Okay, so I'm like, that fucking fat bastard's here. So I tiptoe down the hallway, and here's my dad. He's got a red Santa coat on and nothing else. And he's drunk as fuck. Just rolling shit under the tree like, right? And I'm like, fuck! I tiptoed backwards into my bedroom and I laid down. It was like a week later, just before we're going ready to go back to school. I'm like, hey, Mom, there's no Santa Claus, huh? She's like, you saw Dad, didn't you? I said, yeah. She's like, I think the neighbors heard him, so that's that fucking asshole. True story. That's how I figured out there was, or at least, I'm sorry, that either there's no Santa Claus or my dad is Santa Claus. So
I figured out the Bigfoot thing, and we can debate that sometime, but I figured out the Bigfoot thing when I took my kid. He was like, I don't know, 6, 7, something like that. We went Bigfoot hunting. I just wanted to go walk in the woods with him, so we went to these like trails, and we brought that beef jerky that's got the Sasquatch on it, and we used it as Bigfoot bait, right? And we like went, and when we would run into like old people, like walking the trails, like bird watching, whatever, I'd be like, hey, we're Bigfoot hunting, blah, blah, and not missing a beat. Every single one of them were like, oh, I think I saw some tracks down there. Or
Yeah.
oh, I think I heard one over here, blah, blah, blah. Like, every
That's
single
cool.
person would play in to
That's awesome.
And my kid, when we would come back to he'd be like, oh, I see some tracks.
aw.
And so it's just, I think it might have been just an excuse to go walking with your kids in the woods.
You hate shit like that, don't you? Somebody making a kid feel good, and you're just fucking, you're on fire, buddy. Like,
Made me feel miserable hearing
fuck
that
you,
awful
bro.
fucking
You're
story.
such a miserable fucking piece
Ugh,
of shit.
Just felt like there was fucking
You know
needles.
what? We could talk a little bit here for a minute about. Do you consider aliens to be part of cryptozoology?
Cryptozoology.
Do you
What the fuck is cryptozoology?
Cryptozoology are things like Bigfoot, Yetis, Loch Ness Monster, all these urban legend monsters, Chupacabra.
Yeah, I mean,
and they
I
use
guess.
cryptocurrency to buy their items.
There's a variety of there's
You're
a
a fucking
variety of different aliens. I mean, the most common one is the little gray
Reptilians?
aliens.
Yeah,
right?
the Greys.
Oh.
The
And
Greys.
the Greys are
Like
seem to be. Everyone seems to be leaning towards it's some type of biological robot that
Yeah.
they're using because it's too far to fly or something.
Right. So what they've done, I read this real interesting theory that the Greys have been out there since before the Earth was even formed.
Yeah.
and that this civilization is so old, like they almost came up right at the start of the universe. So they've lived so long that they found a way to transfer their consciousness into these bioorganic machines, and they're just out there going through the entire universe, meddling with shit, creating civilizations, destroying civilizations,
fucking the locals.
Yeah. That explains you more than anything on this earth. Like, you're the product of like an alien fucking a goat or something like that. That's why you're you have the head. Your head.
That then laid an egg and was radiated, and then
out comes, hey, you guys.
You guys think it's funny to make fun of my pappy?
Yeah, his name was
Maurice.
His name was Bill.
My daddy name is Maurice.
Okay, so I don't know.
So let's keep going. There's a theory called the Dark Forest theory. And the Dark Forest theory says that we should be lucky to not find the aliens, because if you're in a dark forest and there's no life, and all of a sudden you come across another life form, right? Is the life form good? Is it bad? Well, we're not sure, but let's not take any fucking chances, so let's just kill it before it kills us and make sure we're safe. So, I don't know about you, but humans are pretty shitty at space fighting so far. So if we run across some aliens and try to fight them, we're going to get fucked up. As far as I know. I don't know. Space Force might be up there doing some crazy shit with, Darth Vader and whatnot. But I just think that if we were to come across aliens, they could look at us like ants, like we're just nothing. They could look at us like, they could feel sorry for us. They could just leave us alone and say, let them do their own thing. I don't know if they'd want the planet. Who knows? But the Dark Forest theory says that they would kill us because we could be docile for, millennia, but eventually we could get to a point where we could be a threat. Yes, you might as well just wipe us off while there's not any. Well, it's easy.
See, we talked about this a little bit before. Remember the Voyager missions that went into outer space?
Yeah, 1 and 2.
Voyager 1 and 2 are basically satellites that have been going through our solar system, photographing the planet.
No, the one's outside.
Yeah, it's gone
the
now.
One just recently made it outside.
Interstellar space.
Yeah.
And
then it had some weird glitch, and no one knows why.
Yeah.
And it started sending back nonsense information, and they sent some information to it, and they fucking fixed it, and now it works again. And then Voyager 2 was the one with the disc.
Both of them have discs. They have gold discs
with naked humans on it, sending with the original nudes, bro.
Yeah,
the original we sent nudes.
The original
to
dick pics are out there on 2 satellites traversing the cosmos.
They're on a golden record.
What are you saying right now?
Okay, so
we sent naked pictures to the aliens. It was how we were like, come see us.
So Carl Sagan's idea was, we're going to put these gold records on the spaceships with instructions how to play them, instructions as to where we are in the universe, right? And it also has photographic information. It has sounds of the planet, like animals, people, all the languages, music, clips from comedy shows, everything. Everything is on these discs, okay?
Okay.
Basically, it's a roll out the welcome mat. Hey, if you find this fucking thing, this is where we are. Come find us, right? Carl Sagan wholeheartily believes we've never been visited. We've never been contacted. He says there would be undeniable proof. You would know it. This guy's just a very logical person. No room for conspiracy, really. So you roll ahead to Stephen Hawking, and Hawking says that was the dumbest fucking thing that we could do
because of the Dark Forest theory.
Exactly. If we roll out the welcome mat to species that don't, I don't know, man. It's terrifying,
bro. It could be Predator. There could be it could be a
xenomorphs, bro.
A warrior nation with spaceships that want to conquer us, bro. Or some like parasite kind of like aliens, like that
want to
lay
deal.
eggs in your chest.
Oh, bro,
Yeah.
I believe that, but on the real, bro, you guys seen what do you
Prey.
call it? Have you seen it?
Not yet.
Oh man, but imagine how big Predator's dick is. Right? It motherfucker would be massive, right?
Sorry, shut the fuck up. There it is.
Call him King Dingling instead of Predator. Sorry.
Get to the chopper.
Okay, so Yusuf just fell down the stairs and he's dead. So, are you going to behave yourself?
Nope.
Just saying that motherfucker's like 7 foot tall.
Stop!
I thought he was like 8 foot or 9 foot tall.
Yeah,
You know
he's
the
like
guy
How big's
that
Master Chief? Master Chief's like 8 feet tall.
The guy that
8
originally
or 7.
7. The guy who originally played the Predator. His
He
name
was 7.
He was 7'3". His name was Kevin Peter Hall. He was he died. He was in Predator 1 and 2. He was the Predator in both movies, and he famously died.
What do you think's going through his head right now?
Dicks.
I just want to know what it looks like.
It looks like a dick, Yusuf.
But it's a predator dick.
Oh my god.
It's got mandibles on it. There,
It's
Are you happy?
uncircumcised with teeth.
Yeah.
Motherfucker,
Are you happy?
I mean, I don't think it's got teeth, but I think it's got hands
It looks like the alien's tongue when it.
Why would it have hands?
to hold you down and fuck you. Handless.
Jesus Christ. Okay,
Dick
so
hands.
stop. This episode's gonna get 6 views. So thanks for that. Jesus Christ, man! You know you're the strongest and the weakest link. How is that
I
possible?
can dig space. It's just
There's not enough dicks up there for you.
there's not enough dicks up there for me.
Okay.
Try prison.
Yeah.
Let's do an episode on prison.
No.
No. Okay, let's keep going though. So here's one. This article is from. Bro, every time I see one of those like people who come home from prison and doing like cookups at home, and they're like, "You crush up the ramen,"
Yeah.
and put the. I'm like, I hate
you,
you,
motherfucker.
motherfucker,
Yeah.
dog. Like,
Yeah.
God, like, no, dude. Shit irritates the fuck out of me.
But the first time you do a bit and then you come home, you'll do it for like a day or two, but then you go, you live out here for a little while, then you go do another bit and you come back. Like, if I look at a pack of ramen, like, yeah, we're going to have ramen for dinner, man. I'm thinking about a cook up. Pow! Right in your face. Fuck you, dude.
No.
Don't want it. No, like, I can eat shrimp out here. I can have a fucking steak. I'm going to smoke a cigarette. I'm going to put it out in your cook up, you piece of shit.
Dude,
fuck you.
My niece was making ramen and she like was putting Doritos and like cheese in it and something else, and I was like, and her dad did a year in prison. And I was like, oh shit, your dad was in prison. And I was like, started laughing.
It's kind of like the food you serve at your place, Yusuf. Okay.
What did you just say about my food?
Oh, did I finally find something that cracks the nut?
Did you call my food subpar? Have you fucking seen my burgers?
They're greasy.
You said on this show a week ago you don't even eat it.
I don't eat that
It's
shit,
against
but I
his religion.
fucking look
Please
at it.
stop. Don't make excuses for him.
There is no excuse for him.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So, China.
China. So
China.
speaking of the moon in China,
China.
they claim to have a rover on the moon, and it claims to have found glass spheres on the dark side of the moon, and there's two like, well, they thought they found a cube, and then it wasn't a cube, it was just some reflection. So I mean, anything coming from China and anything coming from grainy, 360p video, I gotta wait to see. But they look like fucking glass spheres, and I don't know what that means, or if it's cool, or what's in them, or like, what if there was glass spheres before and we went and cracked them open and found some cool shit?
Well, if they're uniform, then that would mean they're artificial. However,
If they're a bunch of different sizes,
then it would indicate some type of explosion.
they're
It's,
large, like centimeters across.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the size of the explosion too. So they find those. They found them. I could be wrong on this, so I'm not even going to make that statement. But my thought would be when you have a large amount of heat or friction from an explosion or fire, you can create. And it's a flash, so it's not like a slow burn. Because it can't, the surface of the moon can't catch fire. There's no atmosphere, so there's no air for the fire to continue to go. But if there's a large explosion, right, it could create those glass spheres. And this is refuted, it's disputed, but it's not completely out of the works. In, I believe it's the 1400s or the 1500s, the monks at this monastery were the ones who most famously recorded an explosion they saw on the moon.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that too.
And I think it's talked about in like Canterbury Tales, right?
Yeah.
So that explosion, and the timing is right. The moon is still ringing like a fucking bell, from that explosion.
Yeah.
And in the impact crater, as there's an impact crater near the spot where they draw it in these medieval drawings. So it could be, very well could be that those glass spheres are there and they're from the explosion. That now, it also could be, like you said, China's fucking dumb and they're just fucking with us. What do you think, Yusuf?
I think that the aliens are smoking crack rocks and they need alien crack pipes, and they just littering them bitches because they just don't give a fuck anymore. They're just like, fuck it. Fuck it.
I agree. That's probably right.
What do you got, Steph?
Alien crack?
Alien crack? Huh?
What if aliens smoked uranium like it was crack?
Aliens have better.
That would be pretty. That's.
What if aliens got some chore boy and some fucking sticking uranium in that bitch, just like some good ass shit?
Yeah.
They enriched the fuck out of this. Thank you, humans.
Yeah.
Back to Mars.
The whole quest for aliens to get here is to smoke our uranium. They're tweaking and popping zits in the fucking mirror at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
I'm thinking of those 2 aliens on Simpsons, the big squid ones.
Yes. We want to kill you all.
Man.
Kang and Kodos.
Is that their name?
Yeah, Kang and Kodos.
Those ones are good.
Clinton.
That's how you know you're old.
They came and they assumed the identities of Bob Dole and Clinton. Bob Dole, Clinton. Oh, my God. It's still Clinton. Anyway.
Futurama's got really good aliens, too. Well, all the aliens.
Lure from Omicron Persei 8.
It was hot.
Lilu was hot. Yeah.
One eye.
You only got to poke that one and take your shit, so.
Well, there's some other shit about spheres. I've seen scientists send things up to the upper atmosphere and catch the air and come back down, and supposedly there's small spheres in there. And sometimes they're small spheres made of titanium, and then they open them up and there's things in there, and they claim that it's aliens seeding the planet with life, or it could be commies seeding the United States with disease and destruction, or it could be atmospheric ejections. What's it called? Aerosol atmospheric injections or some shit like that. It could be. Who knows? Who knows?
Have you ever heard of Morgellons disease?
No.
Okay, it's not an actual thing yet, but
Sounds like a vampire disease.
It's a disease where, so you know how you'll get an ingrown hair and it'll be a bunch of hairs that grow in there, so they'll show those extractions. They pull out like a bundle of hairs.
I love watching this shit.
Okay, so Morgellons, if you look it up, and this isn't certified by anybody, but it's this thing where they pull out blue, pink, green, yellow, red fibers out of these sores on people's bodies. And they have all these different, not a lot of people get them or whatever, but they pull out all these different colors. It's basically like thread. And so they analyze it, and it's not human hair. It's something else. What
is it?
Some synthetic fiber.
Shit.
Sounds like some Spider-Man shit. You guys, imagine if fucking Spider-Man just fucking had a bad day.
Oh, here we go.
Done with fucking motherfuckers treating him like shit.
Stop. No.
What?
No, you're going to stop right there.
I can't.
Because if you're going to talk about the way you put it in the thread, no, we're not talking that shit on the show. Period.
Well, Spider-Man could have a bad day.
Yeah, Spider-Man can have a bad day, but if you're going to project forward into the way you were having that conversation, we're not fucking talking about that.
That's not nice.
No, and neither is what you were about to say, I think.
Rape is a terrible, horrific thing, Yusuf, not to be joked about.
Yeah, dude, and it's in poor fucking taste. Absolute poor fucking taste. Okay, Morgellons, a controversial condition involving skin lesions and the belief that the skin is infected by bugs and other objects like string. The condition is relatively uncommon and the cause isn't fully understood. Testing for infection by bacteria or parasites is usually negative. Very rare. Symptoms include generally include skin rashes, a sense of intense itching and crawling under the skin, and fatigue. For information purposes only.
So meth mites.
Basically.
Meth mites.
Basically. So
but these people aren't on drugs typically? Or?
Listen, if you're digging odd colored fibers out of your skin, there's a good chance you just cook something up under your sink.
Yeah, there's a bunch of weird drugs that remember that alligator shit.
Oh my god, yeah, from Russia.
Yeah, that shit. And then now they're mixing benzos with the fentanyl out on the West Coast, and then they're muscle popping. They
want to make it blue.
Yeah. And then it fucking it goes in and it comes back out their hands. It comes back out their hands and their fingers are falling off. Like they don't have to mainline it; they just can muscle pop with it. And then they're injecting benzos too, so they forget everything. You're not just fucking opiate. You're not just fucking pinned out. You're fucking forgetting everything.
Welcome to the Better Living Through Chemistry. All right, so we were going to go to the moon today, which is Monday our time.
We should say that we were sending an unmanned mission
around.
It's going around and going to come back and splash down. Is that the plan?
Yep. We're going to, but they've scrubbed the launch. We've ascertained that we all believe life exists off the Earth, but we don't know anything about it.
Yeah, well, no one does. I don't
Except for him. I think he's a transplant from another world.
Well, there's supposed to be some kind of
somebody said you look like Clark Kent the other day.
Yeah, that was Chris.
Yeah, you do look like Clark Kent. If Clark Kent had extra chromosomes. So,
and if I had a bad day, what do you think Clark Kent would do? Clark Kent on a bad day. I'm done. What the fuck were you just talking about a second ago?
Are there pornos with Superman?
yes.
Oh my god, my fucking...
Does he just destroy her? Like, what happens?
Bro,
he actually, what happens to him is he gets seduced and then, like, pinned down with kryptonite.
The condom is a kryptonite condom.
Yep.
Or a kryptonite cock ring.
Yep.
Are you two both serious right now? You've seen this?
I mean, I heard.
Look, that's why he's... Okay, so Batman is... Because Batman's a bad boy, right? So Wonder Woman don't want to have shit to do with Superman, but she's got the only pussy that could handle the dick of Superman. I'm sorry. So, but she don't want to fuck with Superman because he's a goody two-shoe, right? She want to fuck with fucking Batman because he's a bad boy and don't give a fuck. But Batman don't give a fuck about that shit. He don't care about pussy. He just wants to fucking beat the shit out of dudes at night because that's that shit that gets his dick hard. So we're never going to know how the dick theory of Superman goes. In all honesty, I just think that Superman has to be a virgin forever. The whole thing where he got Lois pregnant, that's fake. That's made up. That's conspiracy, bro. He never got her pregnant.
If they wrote it in the fucking comic book, it happened.
No, it never happened.
Okay, so for Yusuf, Chris, and myself, we want to wish you a happy Wednesday. And Mars, bitches.
No, I'm busy tonight, actually.